Good morning, girls. It's Miss Ferguson. It is Friday, May 1st. We have made it to May. So today we are going to do a short video that is just a brief review and then some practice for you on text structure, which is going to be a bit of a quiz. So I want you to make sure that you have a piece of paper. You don't have to write down all of the words that are on this, so don't worry about copying everything. What I want you to have is for the first page that we do, just write number one, and then I would say write problem and solution. And then for the description, I want you to write the letter, but you don't have to write long sentences or anything like that. But before we do that, I wanted to review the fact that we've been talking about nonfiction text structures. And why have we been talking about that? Well, text structures help an author write in an organized way. When an author writes in an organized way, it helps us as the reader because organized information is easier to read. When it's easier to read, it's easier for us to comprehend or understand and then be able to speak and write about that topic. So text structure is super important when it comes to our nonfiction text, which is why we have been talking about it so much. So a brief review, we've talked about 5 types of nonfiction text structures. One was description, sometimes called topical. When you're thinking of this, ask myself, is this piece of writing describing something? So is there a topic with different details to describe it? We also have compare and contrast as a text structure. When you're thinking about this one, think to yourself, is this piece of writing telling me how things are alike and different? Now, think in your head, which one means alike and which one means different? If we're talking about compare, are we looking at how they're alike or are we looking at how they're different? If you said compare means we're looking at how they're alike, you are correct. And when we contrast, we see the differences. We've also talked about sequence or sequential. Sometimes you hear it called chronological or even time order. So think, is this piece of writing telling me the order of events? We also have cause and effect. So is a particular piece of writing explaining why something happened? Or if something happened and we think about why, then vice versa, if we have a reason why, can we find the effect from that? We also have problem and solution. Is a particular piece of writing telling me how a problem is solved? So we are now going to take a quiz. So you should have a piece of paper and a pencil ready. Your assignment today is going to be to take this quiz and you're going to send me a picture of it. So make sure that you are ready to go. If you need to pause, do so. If you need to pause or go back to the video from the past 2 days to go over those structures, please do. Those resources are there for you for a reason. I don't want you to try to guess. If you aren't sure, then go, I'm going to go back. I'm going to listen to that lesson. I'm going to reread because I want to be sure that I have these structures clear in my head. So with that said, if you're ready, let's get started. I want you to match each term with its description. So I want you to, for number 1, write which letter matches it. So for problem and solution, I want you to take a look at the different options in the second column, and I will make this a little smaller so that you can see them more easily. Okay, so problem and solution. Does it have to do with many details are provided about a topic? Are 2 or more things described, pointing out similarities and differences? Are some possible signal words for the chronological or sequential text structure found in number 1? Is number 1 a possible signal word for description? Is number 1 the results of something explained in this type of text structure? Is a problem described in a response or solution proposed or explained? Is number 1 signal words for compare and contrast? Is number 1 telling us how a type of structure where information is presented in an organized form by steps or time? Or is it signal words for problem and solution text structure? Or signal words for cause and effect text structure? Remember, excuse me, I cannot talk today. Signal words are words that are clues. We've talked about this before. These are words that we see in a text that give us a hint that this is a particular text structure. So for the sake of time, I'm not going to read every single option. You have it in front of you. Again, pause it. I don't want you to try to rush and scramble. Pause it to take a look at your quiz. Number 2, before, first, next, finally, last, middle, in the end. What describes that? Number 3, cause and effect. What option in A through J describes that? Number 4, similar, alike, same, just like, both, different, unlike, and on the other hand. Which option in A through J describes that? And number 5, description. Which one of those options on the right describes a description text structure? And 6, chronological or sequential. Which one of the options in the second column or the column on the right describes that? Because of, leads to, due to, solve, so, then, solution. Which one of those in the second column, the right column, describes that? Since, because, leads to, consequently, as a result of. What letter in A through J matches that? For example, for instance, characteristics include, in addition. Which letter in A through J matches that? And lastly, compare and contrast. Which letter in the column on the right, A through J, matches compare and contrast? So what describes it? We have some multiple choice. So for this one, I want you to listen as I read the question, and of course you can reread it, and then write the letter of the correct answer. A timeline describing the events leading to the Revolutionary War would likely use what type of text structure? A, description, B, chronological, C, compare and contrast, and D, problem and solution. A paragraph describing the similarities and differences in the American North and South prior to the Civil War would likely use what type of text structure? Compare and contrast, cause and effect, description, or chronological. An article describing the troubles people had after the Civil War and how they solved them would likely use what type of text structure? Description, chronological, compare and contrast, or problem and solution. A passage describing what provoked World War I to occur and then told what happened as a result would likely use what type of text structure? Description, cause and effect, problem and solution, or compare and contrast. And next, a poster listing details about a field trip to Gettysburg would likely use what type of text structure? Chronological, compare and contrast, description, or cause and effect. So for those 15 questions, I want your responses. So I want to see 1 through 15 numbered, and I want to see the letter of the correct answer next to it. Again, if you need to go back and watch the other lessons, please do. I don't want you to guess. If you are unsure, the best way is to go back and listen and reread the passages and go from there. So girls, what I would like you to do for the rest of today, that was a short assignment. We have quite a few ladies who are behind on News ELA. One of the last couple of days, I had 9 girls out of 40 something that are registered for News ELA actually access and answer the questions on News ELA. That is not where we want to be as fourth graders. We should all be accessing it every day and taking the quizzes. Also, when we take the quizzes, we should make sure we have fully read the article. Again, I've told you, I can see how much time you spend on it. If you're spending 2, 3, or 4 minutes and then getting a certain quiz grade, it means that you are rushing. We don't want to rush. You should be close reading. So if you need to go back and look at anything or have me reset a quiz, I will do so. If you are missing any News ELA articles, you need to go back and do them. They are due today. Your packets are due Monday, both of them. The first one that was sent home and then the second one that goes from April 6th to the end of the month. They are both due Monday to be graded. If you are missing any assignments from the YouTube videos, so every day we have a lesson and then I give you an independent writing assignment. If you are missing any of those, you need to finish it and submit it today. If you are not sure what you're missing, text me, call me, dojo message me, or email me, and I will be glad to let you know exactly what it is you're missing or help you understand what you need to do to progress with your assignment. Girls, we've been through quite a past month or so. I know this is not easy. I am very proud of all of us for trying our best in dealing with a very tense time. And give a big round of applause to your parents and your families because they're supporting you very much at home. We might not be in the school building, but we're all trying hard, and that includes your families because they're doing a lot to support you. Please reach out with any questions. Again, at the end of today, I need all of your assignments. So after this quiz, your job today is to get the rest of your assignments done so that they can all be graded this weekend and this week when the packets come in. Have a great day, girls. I miss you so much and I can't wait to see you, and I will talk to you soon.